Hey everyone, welcome to Linden Hill Farmstead. It is a spectacular spring day here in Pennsylvania. And it's a really exciting day because I get to do one of my favorite things. Actually, two of my favorite things. I get to cook for people today and I get to make barbecue. I'm gonna show you sort of what we're doing. We have a lot of meat today. We have, he gave me 7 pork shoulders, so it's a lot. And we're gonna see if I can fit it all on my grill, and I'm gonna show you. So here, let's check it out.
Okay, so here's my grill, my Weber Summit charcoal grill. Spectacular, love it. I've had it for several years now, and it has been just such a champ. But yeah, I'm getting the grill up to temp right now. Here's my thermometer. I have that probe there is measuring the ambient temperature in the grill. And here is the table I have set up. Get a great view of my garage. It's just a garage, nothing exciting. This is going to be my prep table while the grill comes up to temp.
All right, so here's my prep table. Here's what we're going to do. I have my remote thermometer, so I don't have to keep running over there to check the grill. This is really helpful. I carry this around me on grilling days. Yeah, so I can keep tabs on what's going on. I have some salt, which we're gonna sprinkle on the meat. This is a rub. I know this says dark chili powder. It is not. I like to recycle these to use them as rub shakers. And if we run out of rub, I have some more. And this is the meat. So let's get started.
Alright, so I changed into a new pair of gloves here, and when you're working with raw stuff, you want to make sure that, I like to keep one hand free and clear of touching raw things, and then I use my other glove for touching the raw meat. So here I am, just starting to salt these and season them, and you might notice, or you might think that, hey, this is a lot of salt, that's crazy. Well, this is a lot of meat. And so this little bit of salt is salting like really the entire thing. So it ends up not being too much. Also, the rub I'm using doesn't have any salt in it. I don't like using rubs with salt in them, mostly because I think they're too salty. And I mean, that's the way, stores and like companies make them so that they're more affordable. But definitely consider making your own rubs. They're going to be more fresh, they're going to be more flavorful, and then you can add exactly how much salt you'd like. To help remind me to keep my clean hand away, I will either be holding something in my hand. You'll notice that I'm almost always holding like the salt shaker in my one hand, or I'll put my hand behind my back just as a reminder, because we don't want to be spreading nasty meat juices everywhere.
Okay, so let me talk about the setup a little bit. This is Weber's version of like the big green egg, where the air comes in at the bottom. We got a really nice ash catcher there too, which is nice. So this thing moves the blades and the ash falls down in, but this is also a vent. So I have this thing almost closed right here. And then we have this wheel at the top, and I have this pretty well closed up too. And then here we go. I have my coals down underneath. I have a heat deflector to keep the heat indirect so we don't burn the pork or the rub, because there's a lot of sugar in the rub that'll burn pretty easily. I cover that in foil because there's a lot of fat in the pork shoulder and it's going to render, and I don't want it to burn to that. And that's why I also put these trays in to catch some of the drippings, because I don't want it dripping down into the coals because it's going to make some not good smoke. It's not going to catch all of it, but it should catch enough of it that it won't be a problem. So now we're going to load up the grill.
Okay, well.
Whoa, you're roasting. Is that bacon or hammy?
This is from the store. This is for someone else.
Oh, all of that?
Yeah.
That is a lot of meat.
Yes, it is.
How are you gonna fit all that?
We're going to.
Are you gonna use the other grill too? I have to go in and ask them.
All right, so now that I have everything finally loaded up in there, I'm gonna leave it in. I'm gonna leave it in there and not touch it for at least 4 hours. This grill is full of charcoal and some oak wood chunks from a tree that we cut down here a couple years ago. And yeah, there's enough fuel in here that it should last easily 12 hours. And I expect the cook to go about that long as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll check back in periodically. But smells good so far.
You don't want your food to taste like you're eating an ashtray. So I periodically will check my smoke to see what it smells like. You want your smoke not to smell super strong or acrid. What we want to smell is a light, sweet wood smoke. And a good smoke on the grill will be like very thin, wispy smoke, not like billowing smoke. So as you can see, this smoke looks really nice.
Leia.
And here we have Leia, ever the supervisor, making sure that I am okay and that the food is okay.
Okay, well, it's been more than about 4 hours now. It's 5:30, so I put this on at like 9:30, so do the math. It's been several hours at this point. Haven't opened it, haven't looked at it yet, but the grill has been going like a champ. The temperature has been right around between like 220 and 235 the whole time. I've adjusted the vents a couple of times, not too big of a deal. Nice smoke coming out, nothing smells off, and so we're gonna open it up and take a look. All right, here we go, moment of truth. Let's see what we have here. Very nice, looks good. Okay, this one here is at like 150. I didn't put a thermometer in here because I knew it would take a while. 147, that's good. 147. So all these are kind of right around the same. 155. Yeah, I'm happy with this. We're gonna close it up and let it keep going. Whoops. That's tough to close there. One thing that I forgot to mention is that I have never cooked this much meat on this grill before. There's like 40 pounds of meat on there, and it took a long time for the grill to come back up to temp when I put all the meat on. And that's just because, you know, I pulled the meat out of the fridge, seasoned it, and put it on there. And so that was sitting at like 38, 40 degrees, the meat. So that was cooling down everything. So it was at like 210 for a while, and I had to open up the vents to kind of bring things up quickly. And then, yeah. What's up, dude?
Not much.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, so we still have a ways to go. It's at 150 and we want to get to 200. So it'll be here doing its thing for a couple more hours. Okay, so it is the next morning. Yeah, these took a little while to cook overnight, and so I checked them periodically overnight, and now they are resting so that I can pull them without burning my hands. So I'm going to show you what's going on, and we will yeah, we'll see how they turned out. A couple of things that made the cook go so long is, one, I had the temperature set pretty low on the grill all day yesterday, and I did that mostly because I didn't want the temperature to get away from me. So, you know, I was cooking a lot of stuff, and I didn't want the fire to get really big and then like start burning all the drippings and stuff from the pork, because that would make some really bad, like, off-putting smoke. So I did that, and but what I did then is I decided to like wrap them, but instead of wrapping them, I like to put them in foil containers, and that way, as the pork continues to like render out and release moisture, it's trapped because I cover them in foil, and then they kind of just braise in their own juices and stuff. So, and that's good stuff to keep for the final product of pulled pork. So, all right, now let's see what the finished product is. So here is our finished pork shoulder, first one. So you might be wondering, or maybe you have the question, how can you tell when it's done? And you'll notice like each of these are different size, so they all cooked a little bit differently and they finished at different times. They are done when there are three ways to kind of figure that out. One is you can cook them to temperature, but that's not always reliable. I find usually at 203 degrees they're done. But the other two ways you can do it is, I like to use, so if you're measuring temperature, you have a probe thermometer, and you can poke the meat, and if this probe goes through, like it's going through room temperature butter, then it's done. That means all the collagen in this muscle has broken down, and it is ready to go. The other thing to kind of go along with that is like a really satisfying thing. This is the shoulder, or this is the blade in the shoulder, and this will pull out clean. And that once again shows that all the connective tissue in here has broken down and is ready to go. So yeah, that turned out really good. I'm really happy with that. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of juice that we collected here in this tray, and you know, just think about how much more would have been collected if we kept all of this on the smoker. That could have been really messy and maybe even overflowed our smoker. So, you know, it's time to break this down. try to do this without getting juice everywhere. All right, I say that's pretty good. That's how you do it. So this stuff can be like served right now, which is awesome. Or if you're doing it ahead of time, pulled pork freezes really well because there is a lot of fat and a lot of like fat in it and stuff. And so you can cool this down and then stick it in freezer bags and like portion it out. And anytime you would like pulled pork, you just pull out a bag or two, thaw it, heat it back up to 160 degrees, and then it'll be good to go. I almost forgot. Another thing I like to do is, well, first I usually taste test. You guys, it's so good. You don't need to see me eating it, that's fine. But I am gonna add a little extra flavor to this, just to get more of that rub flavor in it. And then this is gonna get covered up. And I think I might just put this one straight into the freezer. Like I said, I'm doing this for a friend who's having a party, and so they'll probably just be reheating this stuff in the trays, and they could actually possibly even serve it in these trays. So that one's done. Okay, here is the grill the day after. I took everything off and I finished it in the oven. And yeah, take a look. Got a lot of grime on here. It did catch a lot of stuff though, so that's good. Happy about that. I guess it's focusing on the grates and not what's behind the grates. Yeah, so I didn't want that stuff dripping down into the coals because that would make some nasty smoke. So I'm glad I did. It caught a lot of stuff. And to clean this out now, I'm just gonna load the grill up with some charcoal and light it and keep the vents wide open, so it's gonna get blazing hot, and it's gonna burn all that stuff out, and then we'll have a clean grill. And here's what we have left of the charcoal. Yeah, so I had this in the grill, I had all that stuff on the grill cooking. I started the fire at like 9 a.m. and I took it off last night, man, probably 9:30. So, 12 and a half hours cooking, and there's still some fresh charcoal here that hasn't even been used. So this is a really efficient burning grill, which is nice, and it's super reliable. I've really enjoyed using this grill. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I've gotten used to how it works, and yesterday was a new one, putting over 40 pounds of meat in it. But yeah, pleased with it, and it worked great.